And we're back with the Week 13 review/preview. And for Razorback fans, it was a good week because why? That's right, we're going bowling for the third straight season of Sam Pittman's career as a head coach. We're going to a bowl game. Well, we didn't get to go the first year because of, the whole COVID deal. But anyway, we're going to a bowl game. And I'll tell you what, a couple weeks ago, I was like, I don't know if we're going to make it. So many injuries on the defense. And then you find out that Dalton Wagner's hurt. You find out KJ's hurt. You're like, okay, yeah, this season did not go as planned. But if you go back and you watch my original video, I did specify that my predictions were based upon a healthy team. And I knew that our backups were not quite at that level. That's why they're backups. Okay, so last week we saw the Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Ole Miss Rebels, and they won 42-27. And that score is deceiving because it was 42-6 going into the third quarter, because Pittman does have a tendency. This is the only thing I will ever critique about him, of taking his foot off the gas. And in games like this, where he's really far ahead, he takes his foot off the gas and the other team starts to pick their way back up. But he also started pulling a lot of his defensive starters towards the end because they're all hurt. They've been playing hurt. They got him to a bowl game, so he goes, you know what? Sit down. You're good. So, over last week, KJ had 168 passing yards and 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions again. He's very smart with the ball. He had 47 rushing yards. Rocket blew up again. He had 232 yards and 3 touchdowns. Matt Landers had 2 touchdowns for 38 yards. Hazelwood had 3 catches for 36 yards. And Keytron Jackson came in and had a touchdown. Ole Miss's offense played very well. It's just their defense just couldn't stop anything. Their quarterback, Jackson Dart, who was banged up and admittedly hates cold weather, he passed for 240 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. He was hurt, and you could tell he almost didn't want to be there. They're already bowl eligible, so really, and they're not going to play for a championship, so really, what's the point of getting hurt anymore? They have a freshman running back named Judkins, 214 rushing yards and a touchdown. That kid's going to be a freak. Well, he is a freak. He's going to be a stud in the league. Evans, their other running back, had 207 yards. There was over 600 rushing yards combined in this game. So both these defenses were having trouble stopping the run. But like I said, most of those yards came in towards the fourth quarter. There was a couple big runs in the game, but most of their yards came in the fourth quarter when we started sitting our starters on defense. Bumper Pool, the Arkansas linebacker, will probably not play against Missouri and probably not in a bowl game. He's probably done for his career as an Arkansas Razorback. But he now leads the team in all-time tackles. He's done great, but he is so hurt. He's got a hip problem. He's got a shoulder problem. He shouldn't have probably been playing in the game last week. He probably should have set out quite a few games this year, but he wanted that record, and he got it. He helped get Arkansas to a bowl game, and he's probably done for his career. Now, that was the review. We're going to skip to the preview now of the Missouri Tigers. If only we had a coach that might have a reason for revenge in this game. Maybe we do. By the name of Barry Odom, our defensive coordinator, who Missouri fired for going 7-5 and 6-6. Wasn't quite good enough for him, was it? How's that working out for him now? They do have a good quarterback in Brady Cook. He's got a good arm. My original prediction when I first started this series was Arkansas 35, Missouri 13. I'm going to adjust that a little bit, and I'm going to say Arkansas 31, Missouri 20. I still have the Razorbacks win this game, and Missouri does not make a bowl game. However, there's a lot of our defensive players not going to be playing this week. They're done or they're just going to sit out and wait till the bowl game. We have a lot of fifth-year seniors on that defense. We also have, I don't know if Drew Sanders will play or not, but he's already a top 10 pick in the NFL draft this coming season. So why risk tearing your ACL when you're playing Missouri? Not worth it. If he does decide to sit out the rest of the season, we want to thank him for coming to Arkansas and working with Coach Odom and Coach Pittman, and we wish him the best of luck in the NFL. Barry Odom does not want to lose this game. Okay, I'm sure he probably won't say it publicly, but I'm sure he despises Missouri, even though he was a linebacker there, graduated from there, was a head coach there. But they fired him for no reason. They just thought, well, we can do what Georgia's doing. No, you can't. You're Missouri. Just understand you're Missouri, and just be happy with a 6-6 season. So all that being said, I'm predicting 31-20 Arkansas. With all that being said, I'm predicting Arkansas wins this game, and we end up with a season record of 7-5. And I know you're like, it wasn't a great season. Well, the A&M game, fluke. We play that game 10 times, 9 times Arkansas wins that game. There were so many weird things that happened in that game. That should have been a win. Now, yeah, Mississippi State and Alabama beat us. Liberty and A&M, we lost. Big difference. The A&M and Liberty games bothered me. Mississippi State didn't. Alabama didn't bother me. Losing games bothers me. Not getting beat. So, all that being said, it's been a good season. Give or take a few games. But the Arkansas Razorbacks are going to a bowl under Sam Pittman for the 3rd year in a row. So, all of those people, a couple weeks ago, after we lost to Liberty, saying, well, Sam Pittman's not an SEC coach. He's a good guy, great offensive line coach, but he don't need to be a head coach in the SEC. Well, does Mike Leach need to be a head coach? Because Sam Pittman is 2-1. Does Lane Kiffin need to be a head coach? He's 2-1 against Lane Kiffin. He's beat Jimbo. He's beat LSU. So all these people saying he doesn't need to be a head coach in the SEC, he has a pretty good record for someone who doesn't need to be a head coach in the SEC. Great season for the Hogs. A little disappointing, but still pretty good. Now, before I leave this video, I want to discuss something because it's probably going to happen this weekend. And that is the issue of Lane Kiffin, the coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. I have a couple theories on this. Hear me out before you start thinking I'm weird. He is going to use this Auburn job rumor for 2 reasons. I personally don't think he's going to go to Auburn. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll find out probably Saturday. But he can use this to get a big raise at Ole Miss. Big raise. Which he's been known to try to leverage teams before. So he, in my opinion, he either stays at Ole Miss and gets a big raise and a contract extension, or I'm going to say something that sounds crazy. He goes to Nebraska. What? Nebraska? They're expanding the playoffs to 12 teams soon. What if someone like Lane Kiffin could go to Nebraska and play a schedule that is not as cannibalizing as playing in the SEC West? You go into the playoffs, when you win your division, you go into the playoffs with a healthier, much, much healthier roster. And you have a real shot at winning. Or you can stay in the SEC West and have all your players get cannibalized by each other week in and week out, and with the small hope that you're going to beat Saban that week. So, Nebraska's got the money. Lane Kiffin could go there. He's proven he can really work that transfer portal. So he works the transfers. Most of the players on the Ole Miss team was not there last year. So, go to Nebraska, win that division, get to the playoffs with a much healthier roster, and then face Saban or Kirby or Brian Kelly or a team like that when they're all banged up and hurt. I'm just saying, it's a pretty good idea. Remember, to like, comment, share, subscribe. And at the end of the day, remember, it's a game. It's only a game.